The meditation that I will share with you in this video is the Tratak Meditation. Tratak is a method that belongs to the Tantric Buddhism. As you begin to prepare the things you need for meditation and sit down, do it slowly and with awareness. You have to totally change your energy. You have spent all day with a superficial mind or with a name given by the expert, with a conscious mind, looking outward. Now is the time to look within. When you start preparing for meditation, the point is no longer to worry about what is happening outside of you, but what happened inside us. In reality, slowly, we should be able to observe what happened inside us throughout the day. Obviously, doing this during the day is much more difficult, so when you sit down to meditate, it will be the best opportunity. When you are at work, or on the street shopping, and so on, all the people around you have their mind which only cares about the exterior. So it is very difficult for the mind to change the observation and look within. For this reason, when you enter a temple, church, etc., being aware of what is going on inside of us will be easier, because all the people are doing just that. It is not the energy of the temple or the monks. They generate the meditative atmosphere, but it is the mind of the people and the monk that generate the atmosphere. There are no places that are sacred or not sacred. It is people do so. Whatever a place is a spiritual or not. Likewise, if we enter in a stadium where a boxing match takes place, we will feel more violent. In the 1980s, it was discovered by American social psychologists that after a professional boxing match, which was broadcast on television over the whole America, there was a 15% increase in homicide in America. The research considered only the murders, so it is not known what happened to the percentage relative to the other violent crimes. All this to understand that the psychological situation that surrounds us is very important. If a person wants to meditate, that the energy that surrounds him is of enormous importance. This is why a meditator should be a vegetarian, worry about using non-violent language, don't kill any living thing, don't watch violent movies, don't have violent thoughts, don't be violent with yourself or others. A meditator, especially in the beginning, should spend most of his time close to nature, where violence does not exist. Unfortunately, in our society, violence is one of its fundamentals. So, we are subjected to it. Whatever it turns our gaze, violence is present. We are so used to it that we don't even notice it anymore. But unfortunately, this is not the case with our unconscious, which records everything that happens around us. The moment we sit down to meditate, our unconscious is in a completely unsuitable situation for meditation, unless we change the aspect of our life that are violent. So the energy surrounding our life is of tremendous importance to a meditator. This technique should be done at night in a dark room. Light a candle, place it in front of you at a distance of half meter to 1 meter. Make sure the candle flame is not set too low in relation to your eyes. An angle of 30 degrees is fine. Make sure your eyes and neck are in a relaxed position. The neck should be slightly forward and a straight back. If you sit on the floor, the candle can be placed on the ground. If you sit on a chair, the candle will have to be placed in a small table. So then you don't have to tilt your neck or gaze too much. The meditation lasts for 1 hour. This meditation works on the third eye. The third eye is placed in the middle of the forehead. For a meditator, the third eye is of a vital importance. Thanks to the third eye, we will be able to go deep into meditation. The more the third eye is developed, the more the meditation will be deep and simple. People who do not meditate or who practice the wrong meditation technique, the third eye is completely non-functional. A person whose third eye is not working is blind, unable to see reality. When you begin to have a functional third eye, you will be able to see the reality of the society we live in. Only with a functional third eye, you will be able to have true knowledge. The word Tratak came from a root meaning to weep. Then, during this meditation, the eyes will start to water. This should not distract you from continuing to watch the candle flame. Keep staring at the candle flame without blinking, and the third eye will begin to vibrate. When you look at something without blinking, you concentrate, while the nature of the mind is constant movement. If you look without being distracted, without moving, both psychological and physically, the mind will find itself in a new situation. Therefore, it will find itself in difficulty. The mind, by its nature, continues to think. So it will be difficult to remember continuously, to observe the flame. There is no need to worry. It is completely normal. What you need to do, as soon you remember to watch the flame, go back to observe the flame. So, during meditation, what happens is a psychological movement which consists of observing the flame and forgetting about it, returning to look at the flame as soon as you remember it, and so on for an hour. It may sound boring, and indeed it is, but this boredom then causes the mind to stop. When you forget about the flame and return to observe it, this psychological movement must be subtle, without effort or violence. It must be light, sensitive. It must take place without any effort, almost imperceptible. The mechanism of the mind is very delicate, so you have to be careful and be very sensitive, otherwise you risk damaging your mind. Don't judge for yourself if you keep forgetting about the flame. It doesn't make sense. And by continuing to meditate, you will forget less and less. Judging yourself during a meditation is another mind trick to distract you. Your job is only to observe the flame as often as you remember. Everything else doesn't matter. Thank you for listening.